Hello, everybody. It's Bill, it's that college football guy here. Another video. You're like, wait a minute. You just did the picks video. Why are you releasing it the same day? Why are you releasing it on Thursday? What's going on here about the Pac-12? Why is the Pac-12 in turmoil? What are you talking about? Okay, first off, why am I doing the video now? I realized, wait a minute. I'm not doing anything on Saturday because that's college football. We're watching. Nobody's going to watch a video about college football except for game footage. Stupid putting a video out on Saturday. And tomorrow, I actually had a video booked, which is about whatever the group, kind of is college sports, whatever group it was, their proposal for a Super League, for Disney execs, the Project Rudy Super League idea, and there's also the information about the House settlement and about revenue sharing. And all that correlates together. Is there a Super League, a new subdivision, how that would go along, what would the new future of that be in college football, how would this work, how would this join together, what's the best options? I'm like, okay, I can't do two of these in one day. Picks video just came out. Let me do this now, so that way I can put this out and get into it. So first off, you've been following me on Twitter, on X. You know already about this as I posted this. ABC 10. Let's get to the point of this. ABC 10, the Sacramento ABC affiliate, through a public records request, got a copy of the Pac-12 membership terms and conditions. This is the agreement that new members need to get. And the formal agreement, formally for the conference itself, it's been nicknamed the term sheet. But this was issued on September 11th, 2024. The valid points of this agreement are July 1st, 2026 to June 30th, 2031, a 5-year agreement. Sacramento State fans are like, university fans are not happy about it being that short. They want it to be longer. Here's Sacramento State. Those of you who are watching this, here's a little news flash for you. You want shorter agreements. The ACC got stuck in a long one and it barbecued them. You want a shorter agreement so that way you can come to market faster, you can get more money, you can increase your revenue. 5-year deals are actually the smarter move. 10-year deals, you're not the Big Ten, you're not the SEC. They're getting 10-year deals. They're getting $100 million deals with abilities to change it and renegotiate and reevaluate to increase revenue as it goes. Build a track record, you can get there. Until you do, you can't. Now, hell, the Big 12 doesn't even have a 10-year deal, as far as I know. Scotty B. the Baylor King, all my Big 12 fans, let me know in the comments. I don't think the Big 12's deal is 10 years. As far as I know, I thought it expired in 2031. But, a 5-year deal. Now, this term sheet, this membership terms and conditions, has got a lot of information in it. How it affects Title IX, fees, benefits, tournament revenue disbursement. There is a ton into this, and I already know that JY and Steve on the Big Mountain, they love doing in-depth, especially Mountain West is their wheelhouse. They're going to be covering a lot of this, so I'm going to let them do that, because there's a lot to get into this thing, but there's a couple of broad strokes I want to attack on this one. This one's going to be kind of short and sweet of a video, not a long one. Couple things caught my attention. Well, one, Sac State's saying that some of the fees they have no intention of not coming in. First off, I want to say one little thing here. Zero I have heard about Sacramento State coming to the Mountain West. It's Pac-12 or bust. I've been talking to people on X and they've been DMing me. They have zero interest in the Mountain West, at least not right now. Until the Pac-12 formally tells them no, they're going after the Pac-12. The Pac-12 tells them we're not interested. They're leaving that option open because they want to get Memphis and Tulane and South Florida and UTSA and maybe go after North Texas or whoever. They want to keep the American option open. So they're not telling Sacramento State no yet until they get those schools in. Because if they don't get them in, as much as Pac-12 egos say we're not going to go FCS, they may have to get the 8th member. And that's the most important thing. So that's something that's going to be, to know about that one. That's the whole reason Sacramento State has not got any interest in the Mountain West, is because the Pac-12 hasn't told them no yet. Talk to people I've known who are near the Sacramento State, around the facility. A couple of them I know. Nobody's serious. But anyway, the point is this. From what they've been hearing from around there, all the fans and everybody else wants them in the Pac-12. But if the Pac-12 says no, the idea of going back to the Big Sky and looking defeated doesn't sound good to them. The Mountain West putting out that the lowest media valuation they could get would be like around $3.5 million, which is less than where they were before. They were at $4 million. But 3.5, considering what they lost, is still not bad. And 3.5 is the floor. They bring in Central Time Zone teams. That deal is going to go up in value. Like I've said before, if the Mountain West, after all of this being done, if the Mountain West ends up with a media deal the same value as what they had before they lost everybody, that's a win in itself. Though they're not getting major money. Considering what they lost and they got back to it, that's pretty impressive in its own right. But people, they say, oh, that's not impressive. You lose all these schools and you're still not losing any money. Look at it that way. They also tell you the fact that how much of a raise would they have gotten if they would have kept them all. Something to think about. Now, so right now there's no interest. I'm going to get that out the way. Like I said, JY and Steve, Big Mountain, they're going to take care of their deep dive on this one. But there are a couple of things that are interesting in this. That they have addressed an interim period. Now, the interim period has two phases. One is for future membership, is when you come into after the initial formation of the conference, an additional interim period, which I've gotten from people that's kind of in the description of what they're talking about here is not outright said. But the interim period what we're talking about here is if a school says, say a school wants to come today and joins the Pac-12 in 2025, the interim period would be between today and July 1st, 2025. That's the interim period because you're announced you're joining the conference you signed, but you're officially not in yet. That's the interim period. Now, it says the fact that at any school leaving during the interim period, which is the interim period like if you join, this is in the future, or between now and July 1st, 2026. Leaving the period between now and then, or the period in the future, to go to an A4. To go to an A4. For the Pac-12 fans who are listening, there's still 99.9% of them know the fact they're a G6 conference. But there's still that 0.01% who's holding on to delusion. The Pac-12 themselves said they're a G6 conference. They're not an A4. It's not a Power 5. It's not an A5. Autonomous 5. It's an A4. They know that, and this is their own document. Okay? That's reality. The Pac-12 saying it itself in documentation. The smart ones, the great Pac-12 fans that are out there, they already know this. This is nothing new. Pac-12 itself is stating it in documentation. So if there's any doubt, that's over. Now, any school leaving in the interim period to go to an A4 conference has to pay the Pac-12 a $30 million exit fee. The reason I'm shaking my head is because I just finished watching. I'm shouting out the Big Mountain too much. I think I'm trying to become a shill. I like the guys. They're damn good people. And they're fun videos to watch. And they're very, very informative. They're a hell of a lot bigger channel than I am. But they have it on there was the fact they just did a video about the MOU that the Mountain West signed. And I thought it was just UNLV. No. In the MOU, any school in the Mountain West that leaves to go to an A4 conference pays not $30 million like the Pac-12, they pay zero. Zero in exit fees to go to a power conference. To go to an A4. That's a $30 million savings, isn't it? And you wonder why UNLV was staying? But that's stupid enough in my own opinion. But this is the one clause that says I think we might have turmoil. I can be wrong on this. Because I'm going off with the documentation I got off of the agreement that I was found from their story, and I'm going off of this clause listed in the agreement. If any school agrees to join the conference and doesn't join the conference for any reason after entering into this agreement, the agreement, I'm not sure if that applies in the future. It definitely applies to now. If you join the conference and don't join the conference in the interim period You basically sign in a joint and then you decide, you know what, we're going to go somewhere else, and it's not to a power conference, you're paying a $40 million exit fee. Is this to prevent schools to go back to the Mountain West? Possibly. And it does bring up that question. It's like, first off, why in the blue hell is this clause even here? If everybody's united, there's no reason to be. So I said, you know what? The story brought that up. Let me go through the term sheet. Let me go through this agreement. And I went through and look, I'm going to put a link for this story, the ABC 10 story, in the description. At the bottom is the PDF. You can go through it, and here has a link where you can download it yourself. So you can look at it yourself. That's going to be in the description. But you go through the agreement, you go through and scroll through everything. You look at everything. You're going through, okay, here's this. And then you see it and like, wait a minute. You go to the bottom and you get I call it the VeriSign. Those of you who've done digital signatures, you've got the documentation. You see the little box there with the X and where your digital signature goes. You just look at the bottom, click, agree, yes, sign, and your signature appears in every single box. We've done that those who've done documents, you've done this before. You know what I'm talking about. So you see the digital signatures all over the bottom of this agreement. And you see up in the top right corner, you see Teresa Gould's signature. You see the Washington State president. You see the Oregon State president. You see the Boise State president. You see the San Diego State president. You see the Utah State president. You see the Colorado State president. And then there's a spot for the Fresno State president. And they didn't sign. At the time of this being released as the official documentation, the Fresno State president did not sign the terms and conditions. That's why I'm saying possible turmoil. They didn't sign it. They said, well, wait a minute. Doesn't matter. If they sign, they can join the conference. They can leave. No, because some of you who don't remember, when Maryland left the ACC, they put up all these new fees. They wanted to raise all the exit fees to the ACC, and it went up for the vote of the membership. And Maryland paid a pittance to leave. You know why they paid a pittance? When it came time for the vote, they voted no. We do not agree to these new fees. Guess what? Unless there's a newer version out here, Fresno State did not vote to agree to these fees. Which means if this is still valid and there's not an updated version of this with their signature on it, they have the right to leave for less than these fees because they never agreed to them. Now, I'm sure other people are going to do other videos about this, and this is going to get looked up. But this is my thinking is, why is that $40 million clause? And you look at the agreement and realize Fresno State never signed. They didn't sign this agreement. They've been radio silent. Now, could there be another one out there that has not been released via records request? But they filed for a records request, and for the story from ABC 10, this is Thursday. They did this Wednesday. This is the public records request for the document. Wednesday or Tuesday is when they got the document. They did the story, it was Wednesday. They did it Wednesday night in Sacramento. Now, how soon long ago was that terms and conditions in? I have no idea. But the point is, it's probably going to be this week for a document signed in September. Now, that means, unless there's something cloak and dagger going on, there's not another version. Could Fresno State be actually thinking of backing out of the Pac-12 and coming back to the Mountain West? Like I said, you don't believe me? I'm going to put the link to the ABC 10 story, and if you scroll through the story at the bottom, there's a box. I forgot the company that they use for it. And you can literally scroll through the PDF of the entire agreement, and you scroll all the way to the bottom as all the boxes everybody signed, and you could see for yourself. Fresno State's signature is not there. And there's a link there in that document where you can actually download the whole thing yourself. If you don't believe me, look for yourself. But they didn't sign. Could Fresno State be actually thinking of leaving the Pac-12 to come back to the Mountain West? Don't take my word for it. Like I said, the link will be in the description for the story, ABC 10 story. I'm giving them full credit for this. And shout out to ABC 10 in Sacramento for doing a great job on this. Shout out to ABC 10. They did a great on this, and I'll be giving proper credit for them in the description of this, as well as a link to their story. I've also done a post on X on Twitter where I linked their actual YouTube video that they did of the story. It doesn't have the documents, obviously, in it. The written story they did online does. So, don't listen to me. You can check it out for yourself. But let me know what you think about all of this down in the comments. So thanks, everybody, for watching the video. If you haven't done it already, do me a favor. Smash the like button. Hit the thumbs up. It helps with the algorithm. Helps the video be seen by more people. Comment on the video. Let me know what you think about this. I mean, they didn't sign. Fresno State didn't sign. Could they have signed one between then? Well, if you're doing a public records request, they get the most recent version. So, unless they've done one in like the last 48 hours, they haven't signed yet. Are they potentially going to sign? Possibly. We don't know. But as of now, they haven't. Could they be considering coming back? Let me know what you think about that in the comments. So share the video if you want to, and if you haven't done it already, do me a favor. Check out some of the videos I've done. If you like them, hey, subscribe to the channel. You know, on the way to 1,000 subscribers, trying to get this channel up to get to be something bigger. So again, thanks everybody for watching. The link for the story from ABC 10. Shout out to ABC 10, Sacramento ABC affiliate. Thank you for this story and information. I'm full credit to you because this is all your information. And if you want to follow, also follow my Twitter, my X. The link will be in the description. So thanks everybody for watching the video. Hope everybody's having a great Thursday. Decided to put this one out quick because I want to make sure strike while the iron's hot, and also the fact I got a big one tomorrow, and I'm not putting anything out on Saturday. So thanks everybody for watching. Whew. Fresno possibly going back. Crazy thought. But anyway, let me know what you think about this. And please, be good to each other.